With the release of Diablo 4's Season 6 and Vessel of Hatred, we will have access to Rune Words. The Rune Words are a combination of two runes, namely one of them the Rune of Ritual and the other one a Rune of Invocation. You can imagine this as one of them being a sort of trigger, whereas the other one is going to be the effect. For example, right here we do have the bug ritual rune, which is going to be our trigger. Namely, this wants you to travel 5 meters and you are going to get 50 offering for traveling those 5 meters. In the case of the Rune of Invocation here, you are going to trigger the Barbarian's Warcry, increasing your damage dealt by 15% for 5 seconds, which requires you to spend or generate 600 offering. So now you can actually see that you need to travel 12 times 5 meters to be able to trigger the Rune. As you can see right here, they are coming in different rarities. There's going to be legendary ones, there's rare ones, and there's also magic ones. Obviously, you're going to find the magic ones way earlier than you're going to find the rare runes. And again, the legendary runes are rarer than the rare runes. Now, the cool thing about these is that you can craft them at the jeweler here with the Rune Crafting system. You can actually use your runes to craft mythic uniques directly, and you will actually see that the material costs are quite okay. You need 2 resplendent sparks per craft of these, and then you need a very specific combination of runes to make a mythic unique. For example, if you want to craft a Tyrael Smite, you need 2 resplendent sparks, you need 6 lith runes, 6 Feo runes, and 6 tech runes to be able to craft a Tyrael Smite directly, which is going to be a very nice thing to do, because you can actually upgrade your runes randomly by crafting with the magic runes, for example. Here I could create a random rare or legendary rune by using the luck rune right here, which is super cool because you can actually craft your current runes up in rarity. For example, the random legendary runes lets you craft 3 of the Moni runes, which are magic ritual runes, up to a random legendary one. So you can actually work your way towards a mythic unique whenever you are using your magic and rare runes to craft them up, and then they become legendary and can actually be used in these crafting recipes for the mythic uniques, for example, for a Shaco, if you do want to do that. You can also do the random rare or legendary rune recipes right here, or you can also do the random magic or rare rune recipes right here. But I would definitely recommend looking at the random legendary runes and try to craft up the runes that you don't need to make new legendary ones, which you can then again use to craft mythic uniques. Very important here is because the runes are always only functioning in a combination, they need to be socketed in an item that can have 2 sockets. This is going to be a helm, which is now changed to actually be able to have 2 sockets, and obviously your 2-handed weapons, your chests and your pants will be able to have these 2 sockets, and you can have 2 rune word combinations present on your character. This means you can have 1 rune of ritual together with a rune of invocation in one item, and you can do another rune of invocation together with another rune of ritual. For example, let's take this one here. And then you can now see, if you hover over the item, it is going to tell you that you need to travel 20 meters, which is the bug ritual rune. And then after traveling 20 meters, you will gain 20% max life for 4 seconds. The other rune word we made is Xol and Zek, which needs you to invoke a skill from another class twice to reduce your active ultimate cooldown by 2 seconds. This way you can actually mix and match all of these things together, trying to create the best possible outcome for your character to try and minimize the weaknesses of your character. If you need more cooldown reduction, then you go for that. If you need more critical strike chance, there's also an option for this. And as always, max roll is going to be your source when it comes to the best rune combinations for your specific build. As you can see right here, we do have a new topic in our table of contents, which is going to be called runes, and you can see the best in slot runes right here for your character. Please disregard the current embeds. We are still staging and we're still working in the background. But you will see the best in slot combination, and you will also see alternative choices for your specific build, so you can mix and match already during the early stages of your progression and get the best combination possible for you. Also, you need to keep an eye out on our tier list, because there is actually going to be one for the runes and the rune combinations, which you can use to quickly judge if what you have just now found is going to be an upgrade for you. Speaking of min-maxing, you know that it's important to place the rune words at the best slots. So what we're going to do is we need to find the slots that are giving up the least amount of power when we are blocking them with rune words. Currently, we get the main stat in all of our gear, and we get an additive damage source if we put for example, this emerald into the weapon. We get 72 critical strike damage, which again is just an additive damage source. But if we take this and put this in the armor, we actually get 60 dexterity, which is a multiplier for our damage. So what we want to actually use the rune words on is going to be the weapon, so we do not block the gem slots or armor, which grant dexterity, whereas the gem slots in the weapon just grant more additive damage. This means you are going to use the weapon as one of your rune words, and the other one can be either the helm, the chest, or the pants. Doesn't matter which one, but it's very important that your rune word combination goes into your two-hander if you have one available to you, because this way you're going to lose out on the least amount of damage. Obviously, if you're running a one-hander and an offhand, you do have to sacrifice 2 armor slots for your rune words, and then can only put 2 main stat gems into your armor, but that's the way how it goes. If you do have a two-hander, always use the rune word in there, because that way you can actually get more multiplicative scalars onto your character. The by far best source of runes is going to be blasting bosses. It doesn't really matter which bosses you are going to kill, and also the torment tier doesn't really matter. Obviously, the higher up you go in the torment tier, the more chances of more loot for runes you're going to have. So get your friends together, do the normal rotas for the bosses, and you're actually going to start swimming in runes. Rune words are extremely interesting if you ask me, and I'm also really curious how crazy of a combination we can actually come up with as soon as we get our hands on Vessel of Hatred. I have been playing the review access every day for the past week or so, and I have recorded a ton of videos. These are all available to you in my review access playlist, which you can find in the pinned comment and also in the description. I'm also live right now answering literally every question to Vessel of Hatred. It doesn't matter if it's rune words or Dark Citadel or raids or Undercity, I can answer all of this. I'm live right now. Twitch link is also in the pinned comment. If you like content similar to this, make sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time.